What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like, subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about this. This everybody's talking about this Golden State merging with LeBron James, right? And to me, I think it's much to do about nothing. Even if LeBron James wind up going to Golden State, I just think that I mean, they're not going anywhere. The West is just it's so much talent in the West, and they so deep. I don't think that if you put LeBron James and Anthony Davis on his team over there, that they're not going to be able to make a big splash over there in the West, right? And so now reports are coming out that Draymond Green has turned down, a deal, and they're saying that Draymond is willing to take less money in order to bring Anthony Davis along with Draymond over there to Golden State. Again, to me, it's much to do about nothing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio from First Take, and you know I want to get a reaction to. I want to react to what Stephen A. Smith and the people on First Take had to say about this. But it's all about clutch sports, just trying to create a narrative, just trying to make it seem like LeBron James, there's some interest for him, and the fact that Draymond Green is, like I said, he's part of clutch, and they're just utilizing this and making it seem like there's some genuine interest for him. When I'm I don't know if there's genuine interest over there. I can't see how anybody in management over there would think that, Anthony Davis with LeBron James is going to move the needle for them, right? Especially when they had firsthand, they witnesses. They in the West. They was in the West when Anthony Davis was over there with LeBron James, you know, and so they know very well what that tandem is all about.
Signing his $27.7 million player option to become a free agent, sources tell ESPN. This move gives the Warriors flexibility to pursue LeBron James in free agency and Anthony Davis via trade to form a big four. Now, this obviously big news, Wendy, so I want to come to you, but what's your reaction to Draymond Green declining that option?
This is potentially, okay, a very big domino in this entire NBA offseason. Okay, this is the news we were waiting to see what was going to happen today. For months, the expectation was that Draymond Green was going to pick up this option, play alongside Steph Curry, and they were going to wait for Jimmy Butler to come back and try to assemble something in the second half of the season. This is an indication that Draymond Green is willing to take a pay cut. Now, if they don't get...
Now, let me stop it right there, right? Because I think that I would prefer, like I already said, like I would prefer to have Jimmy Butler than Anthony Davis, especially this point in time in their careers, where even though Jimmy Butler is coming off of an injury, he's a guy who's just gonna, he's gonna play hard and he's gonna give you as much as he can. Whereas though Anthony Davis, really, you sing, what they call them, dress clothes or street clothes, so I don't know. I just wouldn't do it, right? And they're trying to make it look like Draymond is really making a sacrifice when he's really not making a sacrifice. At the most, what he's doing is delaying his money, but he's not really taking a pay cut. And I think that Windhurst is going to point that out.
These players, Draymond could just re-sign right back into this deal. But this opens the door for the Warriors to use their mid-level exception of $15 million. And $15 million for LeBron James is a preposterous bargain, okay? But the thing that I have been told, the Lakers have interest in re-signing LeBron. They expressed that interest as soon as they were able at the end of the finals. They want to give LeBron a contract offer. They want to meet with him and give him their plan for what they want to do in free agency. But the way it was explained to me, Amina, LeBron has been unavailable for a meeting with the Lakers. And you're going to say, well, what does that mean? I don't know what it means.
Now, hold up. They reported that the Lakers, when they were talking about Austin Reeves and Austin signing, they reported that they had not even talked to LeBron, nor had they even reached out to LeBron. So they, like you're getting conflicting stories. They haven't even reached out to LeBron. So now you're hearing from, and I think that this Windhurst guy is a part too of the Clutch team. And so now you're hearing that, now it's the ball is back in LeBron James' court. Like LeBron James has some leverage. And again, in my opinion, it's not true. If LeBron James had leverage, and if LeBron James was really that important, the Lakers would have already signed him, right? And so judge more on what the teams do than what people are saying. So they signed Reeves, and that that right there is all I need to see.
Know that is what I have been told. LeBron has been unavailable. He has been playing golf basically every day, whether it's in France or Akron, Ohio, for the last week. He has been unavailable. The Lakers are running out of time. They need to begin.
And so they trying to make it look like like everybody's pursuing LeBron James. Not true. LeBron James is the one who's on the clock, because if LeBron James don't make a decision real soon or accept the offer from the Lakers real soon, the Lakers are going to move on and make other moves. And they're not going to be hurt for it, because LeBron James, he really don't move the needle.
In their offseason. Now we see Draymond Green, a longtime LeBron James confidant, who has the same agent, who now opts out of his contract to open up a window. That doesn't mean it's a done deal, but it opens up a window. If Draymond had stayed in this contract, the Warriors would not be able to lower their salary down enough to get access to that $15 million. So I would just say this: stay tuned.
Wendy said it right there. I mean, this is a big domino to fall, David, in the offseason with Draymond Green declining that player option, possibly LeBron being able to go and play for the Warriors, Steph Curry. I mean, there's a lot of different things at play here, but what's your reaction to this news?
All right, let me just say this too. Now, this is how you know that LeBron James really, he's desperate. He don't really care about legacy, and he don't care about chasing rings, right? Because why would you, LeBron James, and you have 4 championship rings, why would you want to go team up with Steph Curry? And he has 4 championship rings, y'all. I think 3 out of the 4 championship rings that Steph Curry he won against LeBron James, right? So he's LeBron James. He just don't care about legacy. But I think that at this point in time in his career, he's just so desperate, right? And he don't care about rings or anything. And this move right here, if he did this, if LeBron James was to go to play with Steph Curry, and just for shits and giggles, let's just say they won a ring. Now you got Steph Curry, who is with 5 rings, LeBron James with 5 rings. You're not going to, nobody in their right mind is going to credit LeBron James with that. Steph Curry is going to get credit for helping LeBron James get his 5th ring. Steph Curry already get credit for helping, Kevin Durant get his 2 rings, right? Because Steph Curry, he got one up on all of those guys. He got one up on Kevin Durant, because remember, he won a ring before Kevin Durant. He won 2 with him, and then he went back and won 1 without him, right? So Steph Curry got Kevin Durant beat in that aspect. Now, LeBron James, like I just said, 3 of the 4 rings that Steph Curry he went through LeBron James to get those 3 rings, right? So he 3-1 against LeBron James. And so, Steph Curry, this makes Steph Curry look good. LeBron James, I think and I'm going to make some videos as to why LeBron James is just so desperate to get on anybody's team. If he didn't have to go back to Cleveland, he wouldn't go back. His name wouldn't even be in the talks. If he didn't have to go back to Miami, because of his experience at Miami, he probably wouldn't go back there. And in no way in the world would any player in their right mind in this situation want to go and play with Steph Curry. So LeBron James is just looking desperate. And it's obvious that LeBron James is desperate. Not desperate to the point where I think he would go play, for the Wizards or somebody like that, or Sacramento. But LeBron James is looking really desperate. And I think I'm going to make a video just outlining why I think LeBron James is just so desperate.
Earlier, I said that Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto was potentially the first move that could
How
change
quickly
it.
things
It took about 5 minutes for that to be changed. I would like to welcome the Golden State Warriors back to big boy offseason moves. Like, they have been spending the last half a decade twiddling their thumbs, goofing around with this 2 timeline thing that has been going on nowhere, and they thank the heavens again that Stephen Curry got them a championship in 2022 when their front office really didn't do enough to garner that. But they've been doing this thing with these draft picks, with Kuminga, with Wiseman, with all these things, trying to put a Band-Aid with Jimmy Butler and Porzingis and all this. Now you are ready to go ahead in the offseason and make the moves necessary to get a championship team around Stephen Curry for the first time in a very long time at the end of his career. If you're going to go out there and tell me you're getting Anthony Davis, if you're going to go out there and tell me you're getting LeBron James, with all of this going on, you have a puncher's chance with a guy who is still a top 10 player in the league. So kudos to the Warriors if they can get this or some facsimile of these kind of moves happening right now to maximize these last few years of Stephen Curry.
Yeah,
it sounds like such a great idea.
I don't buy it, though. I mean, I almost for entertainment purposes, I'm hoping that that they are able to pull it off and they get LeBron James. Like I said, man, I would prefer to have Jimmy Butler over Anthony Davis. But this is just something that's orchestrated, in my opinion, by Clutch Sports, right? I don't think, I hope it do come true, basically, because it's just going to be a dumpster fire. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.